What it is, everybody, it's Master Lee back on Context and Perspective. We are here. We are back. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Everybody good. Everybody is good, man. Let's get into it. I wanted to make this video to shout out Jadakiss, Top 5 Dead or Alive, the Versus King. I wanted to shout out him and his family, man. I watched Joe Budden's podcast yesterday, and I really felt like that was one of his better shows, one of his dopest shows. He had Jada's son, Jada's father, and of course Jada on the show as they were promoting their new coffee brand, KissCafeCoffee.com. I'm going to put it up here on the screen so that everybody can see it and support. I thought this was just dope on so many different levels, right? As a fan, I learned a lot about Jada that I didn't know before. His father was actually involved in the coffee industry early on. He talked about how coffee, provided for the family, how he was able to put Jada in good schools and put food on that table. And he was actually in charge of importing coffee throughout the United States for certain businesses. I thought that was legacy right there. I thought that was history. I thought that was just dope all around when we talk about black excellence, right? The other part that I thought was ill in watching this interview was listening to Jada's son. Most rappers' children try to walk in the footsteps of the rapper. And this ain't no shot at nobody's kids or nothing like that. I'm just calling it like I see it. Most of the time, we see the rapper's child try to be the rapper and almost try to recreate what their parents already were, right? So for Jada's son to walk down the legacy that his grandfather set is just another ill observation for me. I just thought that was cool looking at that from that lens, from that perspective, right? It's funny, listening to Jada's story growing up, I can kind of relate to Jada. They were talking about how Jada was actually raised in a 2-parent household, but they were still in the hood. They were still in Yonkers, and his parents was able to, stay together and lead the family down, the right path. And I can kind of relate to that. We always hear about the rapper's story about how the father wasn't there or the mother was on drugs. So to hear somebody like Jada actually had both of his parents, like somebody like me growing up in Baltimore City, I always say to my parents, like, how was y'all able to put 3 kids in good schools in Baltimore City, living in Baltimore City, so things like that. I thought that was another ill part of the interview. It's funny, I put in black families in the coffee industry. I Googled it, right? And y'all wouldn't believe some of the things that popped up. Mind you, coffee is a $1 billion business. Billions of dollars transferred through the coffee industry, right? And all I did was Google black families in the coffee industry, and the titles that were popping up: why African Americans aren't more prominent in the coffee industry, rooted in racism, dark profits in the coffee industry, lack of black representation in the coffee area. I also seen that the National Coffee Association had that 36% of African Americans drink special coffee compared to the 29% of the general population. I just thought like all of that matters when we're talking about a situation like this. And I think this is all the more reason why we need to support black families that's doing something different, especially Jadakiss in this coffee business. I think it's dope. I think it's ill. If y'all really into coffee, try it out. At least support. It's not many of us in this industry right now. And maybe we can learn more about this industry and dive into it. $1 billion industry. I looked at Starbucks stock market today, and their stocks was at $99 per stock. That's a nice piece of change if you're really trying to make some money within the stock market when it comes to, Starbucks and things of that nature. Most of the time they tell you in the stock market to, buy buy low, sell high, right? You starting off high already with Starbucks, $100 a pop. You know what I mean? That's how prominent the coffee industry is when you really think about the people that drink coffee day in and day out. So, man, I really thought this was dope. I thought this was ill. Shouts out to Jada. Shouts out to his family, man. KissCafeCoffee.com. Support, man. If you black and you drinking coffee, let's support. All right? Master Lee, context and perspective. Everybody good. Everybody good. Peace.